My name is Sarah Jane Chapman. This is a practice for the lunar eclipse in Virgo. And this particular lunar eclipse is also in the middle of a Mercury retrograde. And Mercury is the ruling planet of Virgo. And the sun is in Pisces and Mercury is in Pisces. So all that is to say is if you are already feeling a lot of disruption, a lot of uncertainty, well, we don't need a Mercury retrograde to know that there's a lot of in the world. You're noticing a lot of really big changes and maybe some frustrations and maybe some annoyances. I'm sorry, you are right on time. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do just a short practice, just a 20-25 minute practice, focusing on the body parts that are connected to this eclipse, which are the feet for Pisces, and we're going to do some twists to activate our digestive system, which is connected to Virgo energy, where the moon is. So all you're going to need today, maybe a block or two. I love a bolster to sit on or to lay on for the end of practice. If you don't have one, a rolled up blanket, a big old pillow, that will do just fine. Started lying on our backs with our knees bent and our feet flat on the floor. And if you have one or two blocks, just place them kind of towards the top of your mat. So this posture here is really beautiful. Some people call it constructive rest. And it's a really beautiful opportunity to just allow yourself to feel supported. Eclipse energy can pull things in, take things away, speed things up. We're also in the year of the fire horse, which is also really fast. And that just began just recently. And so the practice is to return back to oneself so that you can move in the direction that you want to move in. So as you inhale, feel your abdomen expand. As you exhale, we're going to do something called exhale technique. So do a shh. Gently pull your lower abdomen towards your spine. Inhale, feel your abdomen expand. Exhale, shh. Two more rounds like this. One more. And then keep your hands on your abdomen. Inhale here again, filling your abdomen up. As you exhale, bring both knees to the right and let your hands just kind of move, stay on your abdomen, feel the abdomen move underneath your body. We're going to do a shh as you twist. Inhale, both knees to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. Two more rounds like this. One more round. And then return your knees to center. Pull your knees in towards your chest. Maybe find some little kind of circles massaging your low back and your upper glutes. And then you can cross out your ankles. We're going to rock and roll in our spine once, twice, or 3 times. And we're going to go into a tabletop position. So you can use a little bit of momentum to cross at the ankles, swing back, hands and knees, tabletop. And so knees and hips, hands and wrists lined up. We're going to find some really big movements here, kind of through the outer hips. Noticing more or less sensation. A couple big circles here. And then returning to center, inhale, lift your heart and your tailbone. Exhale, hips to heels, arms stretch forward. Pull your hands in, lift your heart and your tailbone. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift up high, downward facing dog. We're going to repeat that a couple times. Inhale, lower your knees, lift your heart and your tailbone, cow. Exhale, hips to heels, arms. Inhale, pull your hands in, lift your heart and your tailbone. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift up high, downward facing dog. 2 more rounds like that. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child's. Inhale, cow. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1 more round like that. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child's. Inhale, cow. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then walk your hands back towards your feet at the back of your mat. And slowly all the way up to stand. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, free your arms by your side. Inhale, bring your arms up. This time come onto the ball mounds of your feet. Lift up through your heels. Lift up through your heart. If you lift your heart, it'll be easier to balance. Exhale, release your heels. Release your arms down. 3 more like that. Inhale, arms lift. Heels lift. Lift your heart. Exhale, release your heels. Release your arms back down. 2 more like this. So your feet, as I said earlier, are represented by Pisces energy. It's the last sign in the zodiac wheel. This is where the sun is right now. 1 more like this. And it's the foundation of our body. So notice when you lift up and when you lower down, what is the experience of balance? And where do you put a little more weight? Outer edge, inner arch, just things to notice. And then we're going to do some twists. So still standing back your mat. I'm just going to move forward so you can see me a little bit better. Inhale, reach your arms out to the side. As you exhale, twist to the right. So left hand, right shoulder, right hand to your low back. Inhale, back to center. Palms facing up. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand, left shoulder. Left hand to your low back. Inhale, to center. Flip up through the palms, lift up through the heels. And then as you exhale, lower your heels, fold back in. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand, right shoulder. Right hand to low back. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, right hand, left shoulder. Left hand to low back. Inhale, return to center. And then lift up onto the ball mounds of your feet. Exhale, lower your heels, hands to your low back, fold in. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Lift up onto the ball mounds of your feet. Exhale, release your heels, fold back in. Beautiful. Inhale, return to center. This time reach your arms all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Lift up through your heart. And then exhale, free your arms by your side. You're going to take your hands onto your hips, turn your left toes out, and then step your right foot forward into a warrior one. So we're going to move through a little bit of a sequence here where we're going to lift up. What happens when we lift our back heel up for a twist? So you're going to inhale, reach your arms up. One. As you exhale, you're going to twist left arm forward, right arm back. Lift your back heel up. See how you get a little bit more space. Inhale back to warrior one. Release your left heel back to the ground. And then exhale, folding in. This might be if you want your blocks to frame off your right foot. We're going to repeat that a couple times. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, crescent lunge. So left arm forward, right arm back. Come onto the ball mound of the left foot. Inhale back to center. Release your left heel back down. Exhale, straighten your right leg, folding in. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, crescent twist. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, pyramid pose. Straighten your right leg, folding in. 2 more rounds. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, twist. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, folding in. Like this. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, twist. Come onto the ball mound of the back foot. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, folding in. Beautiful. So we're going to stay here for 3 breaths in our pyramid pose. So sending your right hip back, left hip a little bit forward. Spine can be nice and straight, reaching your head forward. And you can kind of square off. Like notice what that feels like. The right hip will go back a little bit. Left hip will likely go a little bit forward. And then take your blocks up onto the tallest setting and a little bit the right foot shift into your blocks. Lift your left leg up for a supported warrior 3. 2 deep breaths here. Notice your back ankle. My ankle always has something to say. And find some little love in that area. Maybe some little circles. You can stay here. You can also come into a revolved half moon. So keep your left hand down and right arm up. 3 deep breaths. Wherever you are for 2. Release your right hand down. Release your left. Inhale, come back into a warrior one. Exhale, take your hands back onto your hips. Step your right foot back to your left. Back of the mat. So you're going to notice that one hip is going to feel a little bit different than the other. And just see what that's like. And then you're going to pivot your right foot out. Big step forward with the left foot. Square your hips off to the front of the mat. Inhale, reach your arm. Warrior one. Exhale, twist. Right arm forward, left arm back. Come onto the ball mound of your right foot. Inhale, back to a warrior one. Exhale, go ahead and grab the blocks. Straighten your left leg. Folding in. Pyramid pose. We're going to do that 4 more times. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, crescent lunge, twist. Right arm forward, left arm back. Lift your right heel up. Lower the right heel back down, reach the arms up. Exhale, straighten your left leg, folding in. 3 more like this. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, fold in, pyramid pose. 2 more rounds like that. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, twist. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, fold in. 1 more round like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, folding in. So we're going to stay for a few breaths in pyramid pose. And we're going to practice squaring the hips off. So left hip will go back a little bit, right hip will go a little bit forward. Reach the crown of your head forward. We're here for 3 breaths. Or 2. And then you're going to take your blocks onto the tall the left foot. Shift into your left foot, bring your right leg up. And re-square off the hips. Maybe find some little circles in your right ankle. And maybe you stay here. Maybe you come into a revolved half moon. So right hand will stay down, left arm will lift. You'll be in either supported warrior 3 or revolved half moon for 3. For 2. And for 1. Great. Release your left hand down. Release your right foot down. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, hands onto your hips. Step your left foot back to your right. Good job. Okay, so before we find our way to the ground, we want to find something symmetrical to even out our spine. So roll up the back of your mat about 1/4 of the way up your mat. If you have a blanket handy, use a rolled up blanket. Take your heels onto the rolled up mat and have them be as wide as your mat. We're going to do a little squat here. So toes are going to point out. You want your knees and toes to go in the same direction. Inhale, reach your arms up. Keep your heart lifted. Exhale, send your hips towards your heels and round in your spine. Inhale, arms up. Lift up through your heart. Exhale, hips down towards. Relax your arms down. Reach your arms up. Lift up your heart. Look up. Exhale, hips to heels. Knees down. You just kind of kick your mat to unfold. And then we're going to return to that constructive rest. So have your blocks be just kind of out of the way. Flat on the floor. Hands on your lower abdomen. We're going back to where we started, but something has changed. And that is what eclipses do, is they kind of bring us through the ringer a little bit. They release things, and then you kind of reorient yourself a few months later, because eclipses happen in cycles. And you say, wow, look how far I've come. Or, wow, things were so different back then. And it wasn't that long ago. So just notice what you're feeling now. And then you're going to cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Bring your arms out to the side. Inhale here. Exhale, twist over to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale back to center. One more. Exhale over to the left. Stay here. Maybe you can grab a hold of your your right ankle with your left hand. And if not, no worries. Three deep breaths. For 2. And for 1. Inhale, bring your whole structure back to center. Extend your right leg up towards the ceiling and give some little love to your ankles. And then place your right foot onto the floor. Cross your left ankle onto your right thigh. Inhale here. Exhale, twist over to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist over to the right. Inhale back to center. One more. Exhale, twist over to the right. Maybe stay here. Maybe grab a hold of your left ankle with your right hand. 5 deep breaths. On your next inhale, return to center. Knees in towards your chest. Inhale, extend towards the ceiling. Maybe flex your feet. Notice how that changes the experience in the back. Exhale, bend your knees, hands onto your kneecaps. So more like that. Inhale, extend up in your arms out, flex through your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, hands onto your kneecaps. One more like that. Inhale. And then release yourself all the way to the floor. Or you can come up into a comfortable seat. The Virgo-Pisces axis really asks us to release perfectionism, release things that we are trying to micromanage, and remind us that control is an illusion. So maybe bring to mind the areas of your life that you are trying to make perfect, or you're having to control a little more than you would like to. What can you let go? What can you let go? What do you need to do to let that go? Now you can stay in either of these positions, laying down or seated, for as long as you'd like. Softening the belly, softening the shoulders, softening the jaw, softening your legs and your feet. But I'm just going to close out my part by chanting the word peace 3 times in Sanskrit. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace to you, peace to your loved ones, peace to all beings everywhere, without exception. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. It's wild out here. Just try and lead with love in your heart.